Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering. Yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us has turned to our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning, and through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. For I, John, am a witness to the truth.
I too am a witness to the truth. That truth is Jesus Christ. But the chief priests were threatened by the way the crowds followed Jesus, and their anger and jealousy grew. They tried numerous times to trap him, but he knew their hardened hearts and their wicked ways. I, Mary Magdalene, was amazed by his teaching. Imagine that, God among us, teaching us his word. It was no wonder that those opposed him were always at a loss for words. The news spread quickly about the miraculous signs he was doing in healing the sick, feeding the hungry, and raising the dead.
I also witnessed Jesus do many miraculous things, as he opened the ears of the deaf and gave sight to the blind. My name is James, and John is my brother. In Jesus' last days, Satan made his final advance. He failed to tempt Jesus himself, so he decided to work through others. But he did not understand. Satan foolishly thought that he was in control. In truth, the stage was being set for God's glorious victory.
In those last days, we, like many, were headed to Jerusalem to celebrate Passover. As we approached Jerusalem, we came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him and those that followed shouted,
"Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest."
Some of the Pharisees in the crowd said to Jesus, "Teacher, rebuke your disciples." "I tell you," he replied, "if they keep quiet, the stones will cry out."
Hosanna, loud Hosanna, the little children sang through pillared court and temple. The lovely anthem rang to Jesus, who had blessed them, close folded to his breast. The children sang their praises, the simplest and the best. From Olivet they followed, mid an exultant crowd. The victor palm shouting clear and loud, the Lord of earth and heaven rode on in lowly state, nor scorn that little children should on his bidding wait.
Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. After that, he taught daily in the temple. It was joyous to be in his presence and help spread his teaching.